All right, let's dive into the world of ethical hacking. But I want you to forget the stereotype of some rogue actor in a hoodie. What we're really talking about here is a critical business strategy, intentionally inviting a controlled attack to find your weaknesses before someone with bad intentions does.
So, let me ask you straight up. Are you thinking of hiring someone to break into your company? It sounds kind of crazy, right? But that is exactly what a penetration test or pen test is. You're paying experts to think like the bad guys, to probe your systems, and to find those cracks in the armor before real adversaries do. It's basically a fire drill for your entire digital fortress. But, and this is a huge but, you can't just wing it. If you don't have a rock-solid plan, a test that's supposed to improve your security can actually backfire. We're talking system outages, corrupted data, maybe even major legal headaches. The whole point is to find vulnerabilities, not to create a whole new set of disasters. So how do you keep that chaos from happening? Well, the answer is a carefully crafted document called the Rules of Engagement. This is the official playbook. It's where you and the testers agree on every single detail, turning what could be a messy free-for-all into a controlled, surgical, and incredibly valuable operation.
You know, pretty much every decision you're going to make boils down to this classic balancing act: time, cost, and quality. It's simple, really. If you want a super high-quality deep dive test, you better believe it's going to take more time and cost more money. If you need it done cheap and you need it done fast, well, something's got to give, and that something is usually quality. Every part of the plan is a negotiation between these three.
Now, the most important part of those rules of engagement is defining the scope. Just think of it as the master blueprint for the whole thing. It lays out the exact IP addresses, the specific applications, and the systems that are in bounds. And, just as importantly, it defines what's off-limits. This document becomes the single source of truth that protects everybody involved, both you and the tester.
Okay, let's talk about the practical side of things. Money. How do you actually budget for a simulated attack? And maybe more importantly, how do you justify that cost to the people who hold the purse strings?
Well, the budget is absolutely central here. It's not just some number on a spreadsheet. Think of it as the main control knob that sets the intensity and the depth of the entire test. It directly shapes how much time the testers can spend and what kind of resources they can use. So what does a bigger budget actually buy you? It buys more time. Time for testers to dig way deeper and explore those really creative attack paths. It also lets you have a much wider scope, so more of your stuff gets covered. For instance, just one extra day of testing could be the difference between a tester just finding a simple bug and them using that bug to pivot deep inside your network and pull out sensitive customer data. Now that is a much more valuable finding.
At the end of the day, it's all a conversation. As the client, you're asking, why do we need this? What's the ROI? The testing team, on the other hand, is figuring out how to price their expertise and demonstrate that very same ROI. Both sides have to get on the same page about the massive value of stopping a real-world breach before it ever happens.
Okay, so with the budget stuff sorted out, we can zoom right in on the scope. We're moving from the how much to the what and where. It's time to precisely define the battlefield for this whole engagement.
And this is why defining that battlefield is so critical. Look, anybody can run an automated scanner to find the common known vulnerabilities. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The real value of a professional pen test, the true return on your investment, is finding those massive, dangerous, totally unknown vulnerabilities hiding below the surface. You know, the ones that could actually sink the whole ship. Now, to find those hidden flaws, testers often need a little help, a little inside access. This isn't about making their job easy, it's about making the test efficient. When you provide things like architectural diagrams or even source code, you allow them to spend the time you're paying for on analyzing your unique business logic instead of wasting it just mapping out the basics from scratch.
This brings us to a final, absolutely critical piece of the plan. What happens when the test is a huge success? When the testers are in, they've bypassed your defenses, and now they have access to your most sensitive data. You have to have a plan for this. I mean, you absolutely must.
Let's just pause on that for a second. Imagine that moment. The test goes from this theoretical exercise to a very, very real situation. A third party, someone outside your company, now possesses your organization's crown jewels. If you haven't already defined the rules for handling this exact moment, well, you've got a serious problem on your hands.
So here's how you handle it. Step 1. Before the test even starts, you decide exactly who is authorized to see these sensitive findings. Step 2. You set up secure communication channels and emergency contacts for real-time alerts. And Step 3, and this one is non-negotiable, the contract has to state that the testers will securely wipe every last bit of your data from their systems the moment the engagement is over.
So you see, in the end, a successful test gives you so much more than just a scary list of problems. It gives you an actionable intelligence report. The goal isn't just to find flaws. It's to use those findings to build a clear, prioritized roadmap that leads to a stronger, more resilient security posture.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Whether you plan for it or not, your security is being tested. It's being tested every single day by real-world attackers who don't follow any rules at all. The only question is, are you ready to take control, define the engagement, and write the rules yourself?